Brian's in Omaha, Nebraska. Hey, Brian, welcome to the Ramsey Show. What's up?
Hey Dave, how's it going?
Better than we deserve. How can we help?
So my question is, well, I guess there should be a little bit of backstory. Me, my girlfriend, and my 6-month-old, we moved out of the apartment that we were staying at. They were raising the rent on us, and then her parents decided to let us stay at their house until we were able to save enough money to either buy a house or rent another house or apartment. And basically, I feel kind of horrible for doing that. I don't feel like as good as I should, because I know saving up is what we need to do, and I know I have some debt to pay off. So I want to use the opportunity to actually save and pay off as much debt as possible before the 6 months to a year is up that they had allowed us to stay. But I mean, I guess one of my questions is that the right thing that I did, or should I have just kind of manned up and try to pay the extra money that they were charging? And then also, I mean, what's the next step here? Because I know paying the debt off is a big one, but it just doesn't feel like I can do it in the amount of time that I'm being given.
So let me jump in. Number one, paying an accelerated rent rate has nothing to do with manhood. Uncouple those. Number two, why do you feel awful? You said you feel awful.
I've always been that type of person to never accept help. So
okay,
You feel like like a charity case.
you feel like you're failing your wife and your kid.
Yeah.
Okay.
How old are you?
26.
What do you do for a living?
I'm a mechanic for a dealership.
Cool. What do you make?
I haven't completed a full year, so I know I get paid about $2,800 a month. I think over a year it'd be 45,000.
Yeah, sounds right. And after you've completed your year, does your income go up?
I am not entirely sure about that. I know after like 6 months it did come up pretty good. But after a year, I believe it should. I just don't know how much.
Are you ASI?
ASE, no. I have a couple ASEs done, but not completely certified. I guess that counts. And then the dealership that I work for, they have their own training that they want you to complete.
Does your wife work outside the home?
She doesn't. We haven't been able to afford like daycare, so she stays at home.
Mm-hmm. Well, if she made $100,000 a year, you could afford it. Why? What does she do?
Well, she doesn't work.
I know. Why? Does she have a degree?
No, she's in school right now. Like I said, I'm 26, but she's 20, and she's going for sociology.
Mm-hmm.
So, Brian, I'll just take a page out of my own story. I took on the burden of the student loan debt between me and my wife. I had about 6 figures, or we did together. And ultimately, we sold our house, and I moved us at my insistence, and she went along with it into a residence hall, a dorm, with a 2-year-old. And I felt like a loser, and I felt like a failure. And I looked at the math, and I came to terms with the fact that the single most quote-unquote manly thing I could do would be to have a really hard year, an uncomfortable 18 months. And in that 18 months, we didn't spend anything, and we paid off 6 figures in a very short amount of time. I took extra jobs. I worked like crazy. And in retrospect, I can't think of a better thing I did to stop the madness, stop the sunk cost, stop dumping money into my pride and ego, and to stop and say, I need help. And the help came through this area, right? And then we got to work and then put a period at the end of that sentence and moved on. Asking, should you have moved, is you've already moved. So asking yourself that question is a waste of energy. Asking yourself, should you move again? Maybe. That may be another question to ask. But going back and saying and debating that decision, you've already made it, man. Let that roll off. Don't carry that sucker around with you.
How much debt do you have?
I have about 6,000 in credit cards, 500 in school loans, 17 in car payments, and then
Who has the
10,000
$17,000 car? You or your wife?
I do. It's the only reliable car we have, but right now I know that it's got some hail damage that is getting repaired.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as that gets repaired, I know I'm going to try and get rid of it as soon as possible.
Yeah, good. And get you a hoopty and get yourself out of debt. It's a good time to be selling a used car. Okay.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I don't know how mature emotionally your 20-year-old wife is, but she needs to make some income. Even if it's working from home, even if it's selling stuff on eBay, she needs to get off her butt. And you need to get off your butt and figure out what your income is and how you can go make more. You don't even know what you make for sure, and you don't know what your promotion process is. You need to go get some money, both of you, and get this mess cleaned up and get your autonomy back and get your sustainability back. And when you get autonomous again on your own 2 feet, and both of you have a plan, you're going to be making some money and you're going to be winning again. But right now you're just wandering, living in your mama's basement, her mama's basement.